I've never done a workout that I regretted doing,
Mhm.
right? Oh, that's so true. Again, on so many levels of just like, hey, I showed up and I moved today. I did something
Mhm.
for myself. I may hit a new PR, or I made steps in a new like technique. Like, there's
Yeah.
so many wins that you can have inside of the gym.
Mhm.
There's so many highlights to look back on and like
Yep.
why you're doing what you're doing.
Facts.
So, why nutrition?
Why nutrition? When I was going through my level 1 certification as a coach, there was a master's athlete running the seminar, or part of the seminar. And the one thing I asked her, I said, you know what? I feel like I've hit a plateau. Like, as an older athlete, because I started later in life. Um, I said, as an older athlete, what advice can you give me to be a better CrossFit athlete? She said, lock in your nutrition, get your nutrition dialed in. I was like, "Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I eat.
Yeah.
I eat healthy, but I'd never really done or dabbled in nutrition. I'd never had macros programmed for me. I'd never been I had probably done at that point in my life every fad diet there was to do. I had done the 14-day diet, the Mediterranean diet, there's one where it's like you eat this cabbage soup for 7
I've
days.
heard of that one.
Yeah. Lost weight, but, I done every fad diet pill, everything there was throughout my 20s and early 30s. So asking this athlete, this professional athlete, like, what do I need to do? And when she said lock in your nutrition, I was like, okay, it's time to take this seriously if I want to excel. So I started working with a nutritionist, and it was the first time I had been told, okay, you need to eat this many grams of protein, you need to eat this many grams of carbs, and this many grams of fat. And at that point in my life, I thought carbs were the enemy. I was one of those that was afraid, like, thought bread and pasta was bad, and only, indulged them in when I knew I could, if I was going to do a hard workout, or I would do carb loading. So that's really the only time I would eat carbs. So he had me on a prescription where he kind of weaned me into carbs, because I told him, I was like, I'm terrified of carbs. Like, I don't want to eat a lot of carbs. I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to do this. And at the when we were done, I think I did a 3-month program with him. And by that third month, I was eating almost 300 grams of carbs a day.
Hot damn.
Yeah, because I was working out 2 times a day, because I would do CrossFit in the morning, and at that point I had roller derby practice in the evening. So he's like, "You need this to fuel yourself, to give you the energy." And then everything just kind of clicked. And so then I wanted to learn more about nutrition. Like, okay, this worked for me. I know that carbs aren't the enemy. Like, food is fuel, and you can still eat what you want and enjoy foods. Like, I don't like the thought of being on a diet. Because to me diet sounds restrictive. I just like to change my way of eating. So it showed me a completely new way of eating that could fuel my body for what I needed to do, for the strength that I needed, for the muscle that I wanted to grow, and it was a win-win for me, and I thought, I need to help people do this.
So many people perceive diets to be, or like that they have to be on a diet, right?
Mhm.
That's the only option that I
Yeah.
need to like go down, which is, I think, rather unfortunate.